Okay, folks, let's get into it. Overgiving in relationships. Do you find yourself giving too much and then resenting the person because you give so much and you're not getting anything in return? If this is you and you're fed up with it and you want to know, why do I do this and how can I break this pattern? I'm going to tell you both. I'm going to go deep into this video. You're going to love it. It's going to make you understand and get some clarity around why you are showing up as this super overgiver in relationships, right? And overgiving comes from a place of wanting to feel valued, right? So you're proving your worth. You want to feel accepted. You want to feel loved. And it can stem from different things, being this desire to prove your worth, right? Like, look at me, I'm worthy. And this is all about just insecurity. It's all rooted in this, if a secure person is just kind of hanging back, right? Like, I know I'm worthy. I'm just going to be me. And they're going to see how I vibe. And if they're for me, cool. If they're not, that's cool too. There's no desperate energy. There's no, I hope they like me type of energy. You're more in an assessing mode when you're healthy. So this is a really good opportunity for you to get healthy, right? So let's get into why people overgive, right? First part of the video, why people overgive. And before I get into those quick ones of this, right? I'll just say that I have something for free for you. Hang out until the end. It's a free love life assessment that you do with me directly, and I'm going to tell you how to get that. Okay, so let's get into it. Number one, low self-worth or insecurity. So people who don't feel good enough, or they have this underlying belief that they are not enough just based on who they are, right? You might try to earn affection, earn likability, their likeness, their affirmation, their approval. It's all about earning. So it's, let me be this way. Let me be who I think they want me to be, and give because I don't feel secure in myself. I feel unworthy. And so I have to prove my worth. Number two, fear of rejection and abandonment. So if you fear that you're going to be abandoned, that they're going to break up with you, or they're going to reject you, you're going to probably overcompensate by giving more, right? These are the people who I coach both men and women, right? So I'll give you examples of both. On the women's side, it's women who are rushing to behave as a wife and do all the wifely things for their boyfriend that they just started seeing 6 months prior. And by these things, I'll give you examples. He goes on a business trip. He says he's going to have his cleaning crew come while he's gone. And you say, no worries, I'll clean your home for you. I'll just go in there. I have your key. I'll go in and I'll clean everything, right? This is wifely stuff that you could do once you're a wife. Oh, but Lisa, I want him to see that I would make a good wife, right? This is what people would say. I'd say, well, doesn't he go to your house? Right? Doesn't he go there and see how neat everything is and how in place everything's tidy? Right? So he's seeing by your own example. You don't have to do it for him. And you should be evaluating. That's the dating phase, is all about evaluation. When you're in the first 3 months of a relationship, and I'll do another video on that, there are certain things that you're evaluating for. Is this man domesticated? Is this man able to take care of his house and have it impeccable? Neat and clean, tidy, and perfect. As if he's not and he's a slob, then you're going to be mommy. And you're going to get irritated. So on the man side, I'll give some examples because of the men that I coach. The men, it's more monetary. So I had a client, all my clients do very well for themselves, right? They do very well. So I had a client, a man, about 38 years old, and his girlfriend commented that she had to get her tires fixed on her car. So she's not going to be able to meet him on Saturday until the afternoon because in the morning she's taking her tires to get fixed. Oh, no. He has to put on his overgiver cape, swoop on in and say, I'll do that for you. I know a tire guy. I'll take your tires to get fixed. And he went ahead and paid for it. You're doing husband level behavior while in the dating phase, while in the boyfriend phase, right? So something that he could have done to be a good boyfriend in that regard is, hey, where are you taking your car to get tires? Because you should have told me. I have a tire guy. He's amazing. And he's probably going to save you like $400 if I tell him you're my girlfriend, right? That's a good boyfriend. That's like, hey, let me call my guy and set this up for you so that you can get a good deal. And then, yes, we'll meet in the afternoon. And if you want, I'll come with you to do the tires. Do you need me to do that? And she's like, no, I got it. It's all good. Just let me know where to go. This is separate. This is boyfriend, girlfriend level. But the problem is men overgive and women overgive because they're insecure, because they want so desperately for the other person to see them as the ideal wife or the ideal husband. Now, a lot of men with means, they're throwing their money around way too much, way too soon. Buying these gifts, these vacations, paying bills for women, this has to stop. And it is understood by you that it's all rooted in a place of insecurity, in a place of, I have to prove that I can throw money at a problem, that I can provide, that I can. She sees how you live, bro. She sees it. She sees the car you drive. She sees how you live. She's been to your house. She sees the restaurants you choose. She sees how you dress. She knows that you have your shit together, right? If you want to, you're paying for dinners, you're taking her out, you're going on dates. Fantastic, wonderful, keep that up, right? Oh, I have mileage points and I want to go to my cousin's wedding, and you invite her or she invites you and you say to her, hey, I have mileage points. Why don't we just put the tickets on my miles? I don't mind. This is good boyfriend stuff to do, right? But you're not sitting there saying, rushing things and just over giving. You have to know where to have boundaries when giving at different stages of the relationship. This is very important. And if this is kind of ringing out to you because you're tired of being in these relationships where you're giving, and then the relationship just falls apart, or you don't get enough in return, or it's just not equal, it's not a give and take, then we need to connect, because there's something up deeper that is running the show when you are in relationships, and you get to figure out what that is, and I can help you to do that. The other thing is conditioned behavior, right? So I had some clients that had this, right? Again, my clients either come from very well-to-do families, or they are very successful themselves, financially stable, all of the things. And so they have a conditioned behavior because they were raised in an environment where, love and approval was based on what you give. So for example, I had a client, a guy, who believed that giving money to women is like what his dad did to his mom. So his mom was afforded the lovely life of being a stay-at-home mother, and she had 3 boys, and the dad did very well professionally, obviously can afford to have wife stay home, and she had side hustle, did cosmetic stuff, whatever. Anyway, because he was raised that way, where it was my mother kind of just took care of us. And I remember seeing her, he said to me, asking my dad, hey, the boys are going to need new sneakers, for school. Oh yeah, just take my card. So it was a very, she paid for nothing. It was just the way it was. So my client makes boatload of money, but the problem is he's failing to see that was his mother. That was his father, right? So that's how their arrangement was in the marriage. This dude isn't married yet. So when a chick is on a date with you and she's asking you or hinting at, needing money or whatever, the answer is no, and get away from that woman. Instead, this guy is thinking, because he's conditioned to believe oh, I'm a man, I give women money. So now he's dating a girl for 3 months and she's already banging him out $5,000. Oh, I need this. And my dog had to get to the vet and this and that. And I'm a little short this month. And do you think you could give me money? And no, because if you are a guy who is just loosey goosey with the money, and a woman too, right? There are a lot of women slaying it out there. All the boss girls out there, they're tired of being with weak ass, simpy men. They're tired of it. They want a guy to take the lead. But the problem is these women are taking in the strays. Well, my condo was nicer than his apartment, so I wanted to move in. I wanted him, so he just moved in with me. No. This is, again, overgiving. It's another example of overgiving. You have your shit together. You're a woman. You're 40 years old. You meet a dude. You want to get together, be serious, and he doesn't have what you have. red flag number one. He should be doing as good as you or better, not below. It's going to throw off the dynamic. You want a masculine man, he's got to be doing better than you. Sorry, it's the way it is. Because then what's going to happen? You're going to take in this dude. He's going to move into your place, right? And it's going to present like he's the one who's leading it. Meanwhile, it's your place. And then something bad happens. You guys don't want to be together anymore. Then what happens? Now you have to kick him out. It's a big drama. Instead of waiting until the relationship evolves naturally and progresses the way it's supposed to progress so that these issues don't pop up later on. Overgiving is the biggest problem. One of the biggest problems. People-pleasing tendencies, right? This is another reason why people overgive. So now to recap, we have low self-worth, fear of rejection or abandonment, conditional behavior, right? This is the way it was conditioned. This is how my dad and my mom rolled, so this is how I'm going to roll. People-pleasing tendencies, number 4. People-pleasers find it really, really difficult to stick to their boundaries. They can't say no. And they want to avoid conflict. They don't want to have the icky conversations. They dodge the conversations. So they just say yes. They just try to make others happy. And then they ensure that the other person is always satisfied, often at their own expense. They neglect their own needs. They're like, sure, whatever you want, whatever you want. And it absolves them of making decisions even. Right? So when you're in a situation where you find that you are a people pleaser, we need to get together and handle whatever is at the root of that. Second half of the video, I'm going to go into the reasons for this overgiving, right? How to stop it, how to stop the overgiving. First is the reasons for it. Then I'm going to get into how to stop it. The fifth and final, it's perfectionism, right? There's this desire to be perfect for your partner. It's this desire to be overgiving so that you meet this image that you concocted in your mind of what you think they want you to be. It puts a lot of pressure on you and it compromises your own well-being. It makes you a little nutty, to be quite honest. It's an inauthenticity. You're not operating into it truly as you are. You're trying to be this character and then the person doesn't really get to meet the real you. And this is how you lose yourself in relationships too. So what's the solution, right? I like to do these videos and like offer a solution, right? I'm always very action oriented. And that being said, remember, stay to the end because there is something for free that I have as an offer and a thank you for you for tuning in into this. And so it's a way for you to connect with me for free and get clarity and an amazing tool that will help you for sure. Okay, so how to stop overgiving and stop proving your worth. So the first one thing is recognize your value independently of your actions. Okay? So you are inherently valuable. You have to just understand this. And if you do not understand that, this is where I come in to help. Because this is a mindset that's rooted in self-love. It's not about how much you give, how much you do, what you how you are for others. It's just you are worthy because your creator says so. Just because you're not in a relationship or just because you could do anything, you could do nothing and everything and your level of worth is still intact, right? So something that I always said to myself, being a recovered codependent, is my worthiness comes from my creator, not people. That kept me so grounded because it made me realize I don't have to prove myself to anybody. I'm not here to prove myself. I'm here to show who I am and what I'll have to offer. And if it is for somebody, great. And if it is not, so be it. No attachment to that outcome. Number 2, how to stop overgiving, how to stop trying to always prove your worth. Learn how to set boundaries. And more importantly, learn how to assert the boundary with a consequence. A lot of people can set boundaries, but very few can actually follow through with boundaries with a consequence. So learning to say no is essential. Learning to set limits, learning to get clear about what you will tolerate and what you will not, and then actually walking away or asserting a consequence, distancing yourself, pulling back when a boundary is crossed, and then proceeding on handling that appropriately, right? Learning how to assert yourself. right? So the third thing, which leads into this, it's number 3, communicating your needs. Openly expressing exactly what you need, exactly what works for you, and doing it from a position of, I really like you and I want you to win with me. I want you to know all the mechanisms, the operations manual, so that you know how to deal with me. Here's what I like. This way, it's not crystal ball. You're not navigating in the darkness without a light. Right? You're not guessing games. Like, I don't even know what this person wants. I don't know what makes them happy. No, you're saying it clearly. Here's how to roll with me. This is what works. This is what doesn't. Shift your focus to caring for yourself, right? Caring for each other and yourself. So instead of like earning love by over giving, focus on like more reciprocal relationship. Right? We help each other. We're a team. You do for me, I do for you. You know, it's a more supportive giving and receiving, masculine and feminine. Like everybody's rowing in the boat together. Self-care, self-compassion, super huge. Super huge. So you need to have alone time. You need to do things that nourish you, fulfill you. Right? A lot of times people overgive. They're so externally focused because they're thinking that their love, validation, approval, all of those things are coming from the other person. You become codependent that way. And then you put yourself in neglect. Your every waking moment is on them. What do they need? When am I going to see them again? What am I going to wear when I see them again? You're obsessing over them. Instead of saying, okay, Saturday morning, that's my day for me time, exercise, get nails done. If you're a dude, exercise, go get your car washed. Whatever your thing is, have that time to take care of yourself and the things that matter to you. Only you, separate from them. Number 6, reflect on why you have the need to prove yourself. So this is the juice of my coaching. So my coaching focuses on getting to the root, the valid reason, because there is a good reason for why you're showing up like this overgiving, crazy, anxious person. There's a valid reason for it. You get to, with my help, figure out what that reason is. And once you see it, then you can shift it. And I help you do that as well. So reflecting on why you feel the need to prove yourself requires looking back at different versions of yourself in relationships throughout your life, right? So you look at yourself under the age of 10. Primary relationships were what? Siblings, parents, kids at school. So do some reflection on how did you operate in those relationships? Did you feel like you had to prove yourself to people? Were you rejected? Did they take the ball away and say, go away, little kid, we don't want to play with you? Like, what were the things that happened that formed that belief that you are not good enough and that you have to overgive and overdo it in order to get love, care, attention, approval, all that? So that reflection is going to be really, really profound because it's going to serve as the baseline for why you do what you do as an adult, right? So this all falls under inner child reconnection and reparenting. That is my total jam. This is how I quickly help people to reconnect with the version of themselves who's operating and running the show in their adult relationships. Right? So you watching the video, you're not the overgiver, but it's a version of you who is. And you, through my work, get to meet the version of you who's the overgiver. And you get to hang out with them and love up on them and show them kindness and compassion and give them the leadership and the guidance and the protection. And you step then into leadership position and you protect them. You put them behind you and you assert that confidence of, wow, like there's a side of me, this precious little kid over here, this precious little teenager over here who really overgives because they believe that they're fundamentally flawed. So every day I have to affirm them and I have to remind them, hey, know who you are. You're a divine child of God. You are worthy just for waking up in the morning. Right? And now you're going to go serve in the world because it brings you joy, fulfillment, etc., not to win the approval and accolades of other people. You're already coming into the world full. and you're bringing a full self to the world. This is the goal. Number 7, and the final way to allow yourself to not be so proving and overgiving in relationships is allow some vulnerability. You don't have to prove your worth to anybody. Being vulnerable and honest about what you need, what you desire, what you really want with your life, right? Knowing how to communicate what it is that you truly want. If you want a relationship, a long-term committed relationship, if you're dating to even attract a spouse, mother of your children, father of your children, these are serious things. It's important that you have the confidence and that you're not afraid to articulate exactly what it is that you need. And I help people with all of this. I help them find the words, the courage, the confidence, so that they can then attract the types of relationships they truly want. These healthy, beautiful, amazing relationships where you grow as a team and you have a good time. Don't you want that, right? Okay, so we reached the end and I promised a gift. So here is the gift for you. It is the free Love Life assessment. It is over at my website, lovequestcoaching.com. You click a button there that says free Love Life assessment. You could also get to it by the link in the description. And when you click on the link, you will get prompted with a bunch of really cool questions that will give you the space to tell me as much as you want. The more you share, the better it is, because then I can read it over, and I do read it myself. Everything you submit, I read it myself. It's not AI, it's not some bot, it's me. And then I respond back via email with a detailed report. And this report will help you get the clarity, get questions answered. You're sitting here searching YouTube, you're searching for answers. So this is a faster way to get those answers. So I'm looking forward to communicating with you and connecting. Feel free to leave comments in the comments and hit the subscription, the bell notification, so that when I throw up another video, you will be notified. All right, thanks so much again. Until next time, bye.